There was once a man who learned to disappear, not with magic, not with tricks, but with silence, with small gestures, with the careful art of taking up no space at all. In meetings, he sat in the back. When people spoke over him, he stopped mid-sentence and smiled. When his ideas were ignored, he told himself it didn't matter. They're busy. They didn't mean it. Maybe it wasn't good enough anyway. And slowly, over years, he perfected it, the art of being invisible. Until one day, something happened that changed everything. He was walking through the park near his home, and he saw an old man sitting on a bench feeding birds. The man sat down on the other end of the bench, silent as always. But the old man turned to him and said something he would never forget. "You're disappearing, aren't you?" The man froze. "What do you mean?" he asked quietly. The old man scattered more seeds on the ground. "I used to be like you," he said. "I made myself small. I thought if I didn't take up space, people would like me more. If I didn't ask for anything, I wouldn't be a burden." The man felt his chest tighten, because it was true. He had spent years shrinking. At work, he never asked for the promotion he deserved. At home, he never spoke about what he needed. In friendships, he was always the listener, never the one who shared. He convinced himself it was humility, that it was kindness, that it made him easier to be around. But somewhere deep inside, he knew the truth. He was afraid that if he showed up fully, if he spoke his mind, if he took up space, if he asked for what he wanted, people would see him and reject him. So he stayed small, safe, invisible. The old man looked at him. "How long has it been since someone really saw you?" The man opened his mouth to answer, but no words came, because he couldn't remember. I don't know how to stop," the man finally said. His voice cracked. "I don't know how to be anything else. I've been this way for so long. What if I try to show up and no one cares? What if I speak and no one listens? What if I take up space and people leave?" The old man nodded slowly. "Come with me," he said. They walked to the center of the park, where a large tree stood. Its branches stretched wide, its roots ran deep into the earth. "Do you see this tree?" the old man asked. The man nodded. "It doesn't apologize for its size. It doesn't shrink its branches so other plants have more room. It doesn't ask permission to grow. It simply exists, fully, unapologetically." The man stared at the tree. "But what if someone doesn't like it? What if someone thinks it's too much?" The old man smiled. Then they walked to a different tree. The old man gestured to the branches above. When this tree was a seed, it had a choice: stay small and safe in the soil, or push through the earth and risk everything. He paused. If it had stayed small, it would have rotted, unseen, unfulfilled. The man felt something stir inside him. "But it didn't stay small," the old man continued. "It broke through, it reached toward the light. And yes, storms came, winds tested it. Some branches broke, but it didn't stop growing." He turned to face the man fully. "You think invisibility protects you, but it doesn't. It erases you." The words landed like stones. "You think that by making yourself small, people will accept you. But here's the truth." The old man's voice softened. "The people who matter don't need you to shrink. They want to see all of you, your voice, your presence, your truth." He pointed to the tree again. "And the ones who need you to be small, they were never your people to begin with." The man looked up at the branches. at how strong they were, at how freely they stretched into the sky. This tree doesn't perform. It doesn't try to prove it deserves to exist. It simply grows because growth is its nature. The old man placed a hand on the man's shoulder. And it's yours too. The man stood there, and for the first time in years, he felt it. The weight of all the times he silenced himself, all the times he shrank, all the times he swallowed his words because he thought they didn't matter. But they did matter. He mattered. Not because of what he could do for others, not because of how small he could make himself, but simply because he was. The old man's voice was gentle now. You've been waiting for permission to exist fully, but no one can give you that. Not your boss, not your family, not your friends. He looked the man in the eyes. The only person who can give you permission is you. The man felt tears rise, not from sadness, but from recognition. He had been waiting for the world to see him, but the world was waiting for him to see himself. What if I've forgotten how? What if I don't even know who I am anymore? The old man smiled. Then you start small. You speak one truth. You take up 1 inch of space. You stop apologizing for breathing. He gestured to the tree. This tree didn't grow overnight. It grew ring by ring, day by day, and so will you. The man nodded slowly. But what if people don't like it? What if they push back? The old man's voice was steady. Let them, because the ones who truly see you, the ones who truly matter, they've been waiting for you to show up all along. He turned to leave, then paused. You were never invisible, you know. You just convinced yourself you were. And with that, he walked away, leaving the man standing beneath the tree, alone, but for the first time in years, present. The man went home that evening, and he did something small. At dinner, when his family talked over him, he didn't stop speaking. He finished his sentence. At work the next day, when someone took credit for his idea, he didn't stay silent. He spoke up, calmly, clearly. When a friend asked how he was, he didn't say, "Fine." He told the truth. And with each small act, with each moment he chose to be instead of disappear, something shifted. Not in the world, but in him. He stopped waiting for permission. He stopped shrinking to fit. He stopped living like his existence needed to be earned. And slowly, like a tree pushing through soil, he began to grow. So here's what they don't tell you about invisibility. It's not something the world does to you. It's something you do to yourself. You shrink because you think it will keep you safe. You silence yourself because you think it will make you loved. You disappear because you think your presence is too much. But the truth is this: you were never too much. You were just surrounded by people who couldn't hold your fullness. And the moment you stop apologizing for existing, the moment you stop waiting for permission to take up space, the moment you choose to show up fully, unapologetically as you are, that's the day you stop being invisible. Not because the world finally sees you, but because you finally do. So ask yourself, how much longer will you wait? How much more of yourself will you erase? How many more years will you spend disappearing? The tree doesn't ask permission to grow, and neither should you. If this story resonated with you, don't let it end here. Share it with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's been making themselves small, someone who's been waiting for permission to exist fully. And if you want more stories like this, stories that help you grow, heal, and become who you're meant to be, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's keep growing together. because you were never meant to be invisible. You were meant to bloom.